What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Bluebud Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, undefeated two-division world champion who currently simultaneously holds the WBA at 130 and 135, four-time world champion superstar boxer Gervonta Tank Davis. He calls out undefeated, rising Mexican lightweight title contender superstar boxer King Ryan Garcia, as he states that, and lets it be known, exposes Ryan Garcia, as he states that Ryan Garcia is begging him now to revisit their proposed fight that was scheduled to take place this year. But then Ryan Garcia, after his fight with Luke Campbell, after he got up off the canvas in the second round and stopped Luke Campbell in the seventh round, Ryan Garcia, he then called out Gervonta Tank Davis. He went on every platform possible. He stated that he was going to scream to the mountaintops, from the mountaintops, should I say, that he wanted to fight Gervonta Tank Davis in his next fight, and he would knock out Gervonta Tank Davis in the second round. Then, as the time passed, Ryan Garcia, he first stated that the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis was going to be announced soon. Then he turned his attention to legendary 8-division world champion, Filipino superstar, iconic boxer Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao, in which Ryan Garcia had officially, he had stated that he had made a statement that he wanted to fight, Manny Pacquiao. That was a dream fight, but he stated that he was officially going to announce the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. But then when Manny Pacquiao got wind of this, he started to inquire. According to reports, he and his team started to inquire about fighting Ryan Garcia. Then Ryan Garcia's father, Henry Garcia, he stated that April 24th was going to be the target date for Ryan Garcia and Manny Pacquiao. So essentially, he stated that Gervonta Tank Davis would be there. Manny Pacquiao, who's 42 years of age, it's a dream come true. And this opportunity don't come along all the time, which is understandable, and he had to take it. But he had left Gervonta Tank Davis at the altar, so to speak. With that said, Manny Pacquiao now has left Ryan Garcia at the altar, and now Ryan Garcia, he's trying to turn his attention back to focusing on Gervonta Tank Davis and making that fight happen. But now Gervonta Tank Davis is saying, now you're calling upon a fight with me. Now I'm going to make you wait, right? Now the roles have reversed, and now the ball is back in my court, and now I'm going to make you wait. Well, Gervonta Tank Davis, the ball was always in his court because he's the biggest star. He's the A-side. He essentially calls the shots. Now, it does take two to tangle, but you look at the numbers. Gervonta Tank Davis is a bigger star. He's headlined a pay-per-view card. He's fought for a world title and won a world title 4 different times. Okay, he's a 2-division world champion. Ryan Garcia is a title contender. He's never fought for a world title, nor has he ever won a world title. Now, he won the WBC interim title to be the mandatory challenger for undefeated WBC lightweight world champion superstar boxer Devin the Dream Haney, but he turned his attention elsewhere. He could have fought Devin Haney for official world title, or he could have fought Gervonta Tank Davis for official world title. But like you said, this is a dream come true. The opportunity don't always come knocking for a fight with a legend and an icon in the sport of boxing and Manny Pacquiao, and he still wanted to inquire about it. He turned his attentions to that opportunity. As he stated, Manny Pacquiao is on his way out at 42 years of age. Gervonta Tank Davis is 26. But with that said, Gervonta Tank Davis is looking at it from a standpoint where I was going to give you a massive mega fight, and then you left me at the altar. So now the ball's in my court, and now you're going to wait. And Gervonta Tank Davis, he recently announced that he will be having a fight coming soon, possibly in June, against another world champion, but it won't be at his normal weights of 130 or 135. And there's a lot of speculation that he could possibly go down to 126 and challenge the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing, Mr. Gary Russell Jr., who's the WBC 126-pound featherweight world champion superstar boxer, which would be a grudge match, right? Gary Russell Jr. is from the DMV area, actually from D.C., and Gervonta Tank Davis is obviously from the DMV area. He's from Baltimore. So there's a built-in rivalry already there. There's a lot of going back and forth, between the two. They're both very, very exciting in different ways, in their own way, right? Gary Russell Jr. has very, very fast hands, probably the most fastest hands in the sport of boxing. He has a high ring IQ, very educated foot. His only loss, only blemish on his resume came at the hands of, two-time Olympic gold medalist, three-division world champion, who was the unified lightweight world champion, Vasil Hitek Lomachenko, right? So Gary Russell has a lot of experience, more so than Gervonta Tank Davis. He's a southpaw as well, but he's definitely going to be the smaller guy in this equation, with him being at 5'4", 5'5", and Gervonta Tank Davis at 5'5", 5'6". Gervonta Tank Davis has a 67-inch arm reach. He's younger at 26 years old. Gary Russell has a 64-inch arm reach, and he's older at 32 years old. But Gary Russell Jr. has been in the ring with better opposition. He's far more experienced than Gervonta Tank Davis. He has beautiful boxing ability. Now, Gervonta Tank Davis is more athletic and more explosive. But this would make for a very great fight, and this gives Gervonta Tank Davis the opportunity to be a three-division world champion and hold that WBC title at 126, okay? So this is a great opportunity. Now, a lot of people question, can Gervonta Tank Davis physically make it down to 126 pounds? As most people cite his weight as an issue. In between fights, he balloons up in weight. So a lot of people feel like, he may not be able to make 126 pounds. He may not be able to go south. There is also speculation that he could possibly go up to 140 and face off against WBA junior welterweight world champion, regular world champion, Mario Barrios, who's undefeated as well. But he's a very risky fight. He's very tall, 5'10", with a 71-inch arm reach and power in both hands. He has experience as well. So that's a very risky fight for Gervonta Tank Davis, who stated that he is more comfortable at 130 than he is at 135. When he fought at 135 only one time against Yuriorkis Gamboa. Yuriorkis Gamboa, he popped his Achilles in the third round of that fight, and he still was able to last, to the 12th round. Now, eventually, Gervonta Tank Davis got him out of there, but he still was able to get to the 12th round. And Gervonta Tank Davis said he felt more comfortable at 130 than he did 135. Guys at 135 are bigger and stronger, okay? So it's your power may have to translate, but Gervonta Tank Davis is not the biggest guy in the world. So with that said, he said he wasn't comfortable. So if he wasn't comfortable at 135, then I'm hard pressed to see that he'll be comfortable at 140, okay, with a guy that's even bigger than Yuriorkis Gamboa, who's much bigger than Yuriorkis Gamboa and probably stronger than Yuriorkis Gamboa, okay? He's not as athletic as Yuriorkis Gamboa, but he's a bigger, stronger, younger guy. So, that's an interesting fight. But he said he's going to fight a world champion, and possibly we could see him against Gary Russell Jr. That would be a great fight. Like I said, there's a built-in storyline, there's history. But there's big fights for Gervonta Tank Davis because he is the cash cow in the lower weight classes. So he can essentially pick and choose what direction he would like to go in. There's speculation that he may go up to 135 and challenge undefeated, unified WBO, WBA, IBF, Ring Magazine, WBC franchise, lightweight world champion, superstar boxer, Teofimo Lopez, right? But Teofimo Lopez, he's looking to secure a fight with his IBF mandatory challenger and undefeated Australian superstar, George Kambosos Jr. That's who he's looking to fight in his next fight. And he has issues going on with his promotional company and legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum. So I'm hard-pressed to see that fight come to fruition. And not to mention, Gervonta Tank Davis said it won't be at 130 or 135. So that essentially eliminates Teofimo Lopez, the Devin Haney at 135. Those are the only champions at 135. And then at 130, you have Miguel Berchelt, who's going to fight Oscar Valdez tomorrow night. They hold the WBC title. And then you have Jamel Herring going to face off against Carl Frampton. They've moved the date back to March 27th. That is for the WBO belt. He holds the WBA, and the IBF is vacant. Now, with that said, Shakur Stevenson is in line. Former featherweight WBO world champion is going to challenge the winner of Jamel Herring, Carl Frampton winner, and then he's looking to unify against Oscar Valdez, Miguel Berchelt winner. So at 130, he's not going to fight the champion there, and so it only leaves 126. You looking at a lot of those champions there, eliminate themselves because they're with Top Rank, and it's just not a strong possibility that he'll get those fights. And then you leave Mario Barrios at 140. So it's looking like he could possibly face off against Gary Russell Jr. But like I said, this leaves Ryan Garcia didn't have plan B. Now Ryan Garcia, Oscar De La Hoya are going back and forth. They're not seeing eye to eye. Who was his promoter? Former Olympic gold medalist, former 5 division world champion, who turned promoter and CEO of Golden Boy Promotion, who promotes Ryan Garcia. They're not seeing eye to eye. As Oscar De La Hoya is saying, the fight with Manny Pacquiao was never on the table, and that essentially Ryan Garcia was clout chasing, okay, looking for attention. And Ryan Garcia responded by saying Oscar De La Hoya wasn't professional and he needs to make the fights happen that he wants to make happen. And so they didn't have a plan B. And then there were talks of him possibly fighting Javier Fortuna, who's Devin Haney's mandatory, and seems like they're on a collision course for April 17th. So it doesn't seem like Ryan Garcia had, a plan in place. And, he went outside the lines, and now he's trying to revisit the situation with Tank Davis, which is a big fight. But Tank Davis has other big fights that are equally as big as him fighting Ryan Garcia. And now he knows that he's in full control, and he's telling Ryan Garcia, now I'm going to make you wait. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But that's all I got for y'all. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shouts out to the entire LDBC. Shouts out to New Media. Shouts out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.